Hello students, welcome again. In our earlier sessions, we observed that while washing fruits and vegetables, some of them were floating and some others were sinking inside the water. From these observations, we had several questions which we probed further. We had predicted that floating or sinking may depend on shape, size, or mass of an object, but we could find several counter examples of each of these factors. We saw that fruits and vegetables with similar shape, like long elongated one or the round ones, were floating and sinking too. There were some smaller ones which were sinking and some bigger ones too were floating. Similarly, there were some heavier objects which were floating and some lighter objects too were sinking. We also saw that for some fruits and vegetables like potatoes, apples, capsicum, chilies, all the individuals were either sinking or floating. However, we saw that for lemons, some were floating and some were sinking. So, can there be any such fruits and vegetables where some individuals will float and some others may sink? Let's check. So, in addition to all the experiments that we did during the last session where some of the fruits and vegetables were sinking and some were floating, today I have some more. I have some guavas, I have some pomegranates, I have some more potatoes, I have some more tomatoes. Now let's check the guava one by one. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the first guava seems to be sinking just like our potato. Now what do you think? What will happen to the other guava? Okay, I'll put two more guavas. What do you think? Will these float or will these sink? One more is sinking. The other one is also sinking. Okay, so you see this one guava is floating and rest of the guavas have sunk. So just like our lemon, some guavas are sinking, most of them, and some are floating. So I have kept all the guavas which were sinking on this side and the one which was floating over here. Now let's check pomegranates. What do you think now? Will pomegranate float or sink? Let's try. Okay, so they seem to be sinking. Let's try two more. Okay, so all the pomegranate. Okay, so this one is floating now, and let's try with two more pomegranates. So just like guava, we have this one pomegranate which is floating and rest of the pomegranates are sinking. Now let's check for some more potatoes. During the last session, all of our potatoes were sinking. What do you think? Will some of these potatoes start floating or all of them will still sink? Let's see. Okay, so all these potatoes are still sinking. So unlike the other fruits, we see that all the potatoes are still sinking. Now during the last session, we did the floating sinking experiment with one tomato and it was floating. I have some more tomatoes over here and let's see whether they are floating or sinking. Okay, so they are also floating. Oh, these, okay, so just like our lemons, we have one very interesting observation with tomatoes also. We have several tomatoes which are floating and we also have several others which are sinking. So there are some fruits and vegetables where every individual fruit or vegetable seem to either float or just sink. However, for some other fruits and vegetables, some samples float and some samples sink. Is it possible that even for the types where everything only floats or sink, what we checked, there can be other individual variants which can either float or sink. Maybe you should check with more such individual fruits or vegetables of these types. Maybe some potatoes float, or maybe some such chilies or capsicum sink. Be very observant every time someone wash these at your home. So during the earlier session and today we have seen that it's very difficult to predict whether any fruit or vegetable will float or sink. It is not dependent only on its size or its shape or on its heaviness or lightness. So there are many other factors which play important role for a floating or sinking of any fruit or vegetable or any object. Now we shall keep all these fruits and vegetable aside and do some further interesting experiments. So I have these two empty plastic containers. One is small, the other one is big. Let's check whether they float or they sink. What do you think? These empty containers, will they float or sink? Or will one of them will float and the other one will sink? Let's try. Okay, so the smaller one is floating and the bigger one is also floating. Now I also have some marbles with me, and if I add these marbles one by one in the container, will it start sinking? What do you think? So let me add one marble over here which is very heavy, and let's see whether it floats or it still sinks. What do you think? Let's check. Okay, so it's still floating. I will just add 4 more marbles, making total 5 marbles. Let's check now what happens. Okay, it is still not sinking. So now how many marbles should I add to make it float? What do you think? Okay, let me add 5 more marbles now, or maybe I'll just add total of 12 marbles. Let's see whether it's floating or sinking. Okay, with 12 marbles also it is floating. Now I'll add just 2 more marbles. So now there are total 14 marbles over here, and it is just about to sink. Probably with 1 more marble and it will sink. Yes, so it has sunk. So with the help of 15 marbles, this container is sinking. Now let's check the mass of this container. So it's 82 grams. Now let's empty this container and check the weight. So it's just 10 grams. As we have seen, this 10 gram container was floating, but with the help of all these marbles, it started sinking. So if we keep the size or volume of any object same, or in other words constant, then by increasing the mass, the object will start sinking. Now let's check the mass of this bigger container. It's 15 grams. After adding these 15 marbles in this bigger container, the mass increases to 87 gram. Now let's check whether this big container is floating or sinking. Oh, so even if the mass is more than the smaller container, with the smaller container was having a mass of 82 grams with the marble, and this one has 87 grams, still this container is floating. If we keep the mass same or constant, by increasing the volume, the object will float, or by decreasing the volume, the object will sink. So in this case, although the mass was very similar, because the volume is more for the larger container, it is floating, whereas for the smaller container, because of lesser volume, it was sinking. Now how can we make this larger container sink? Any guesses? Yes, you may just guess that it's very easy. We can add a few more marbles and it may sink. So I've added 8 more marbles, and let's check whether it is floating or sinking. It is still floating. So for this container, maybe we will have to add total of 25 marbles and see if it floats or sink. Okay, it's still sinking. So I will just add maybe 3 more marbles. So now there are total 28 marbles, and yes, it sinks. Today we learned that with the different samples we have, some types of fruits generally only float or only sink, or for some other types one float and the other sink. We still don't know why does this happen. What makes some lemon float and the others sink, or some guavas or tomatoes float and the others sink? Do explore these further and see if you can find some pattern after careful observation and further investigation. We also learned that if the volume is same or constant as with our bottle, lighter objects float and the heavier objects sink. So with increasing the mass, an object will sink. On the other hand, if we keep the mass constant, the one with larger volume or bigger bottle will float, and the one with smaller volume or smaller bottle will sink. So with increasing volume, an object floats, or by decreasing volume, it sinks. This relationship of floating and sinking with mass and volume is both interesting and important. We have made a floating object sink by adding some weight or marbles into it. Now can we make a sinking object float? Is that possible? While you think, I will make my lemonade for today, and you too observe it very carefully. Just observe while I squeeze this lemon in the glass. What do you think? Will these seeds float or sink? Okay, so you can see that these seeds one by one, they are just sinking. Now, did you predict these smaller seeds to also sink? Now let me add the other ingredients one by one. While I am adding, you observe very carefully. I am adding some salt into it first. I'll add some sugar also in the lemon juice. While I am stirring, you just keep observing carefully. You can see the seeds which were sinking earlier, now most of the seeds have started floating. Now I can take out these seeds very easily from the top. Let's see what also happens to the lemon which was earlier sinking. What do you think will happen to this lemon which was earlier sinking in this lemon juice? Okay, so the lemon has also started floating, the lemon which was sinking earlier. Now I'll just add some black pepper into the lemon juice. Wow, it's tasty and healthy. So in addition to trying floating and sinking with various different objects at home, you can also try with different types of seeds that are available at home. Also, to figure out other ways to make a floating object sink or a sinking object float. I hope you had several interesting observations today with many more questions. So this simple phenomena of floating and sinking that we may just ignore most of the times also seems to be Such an interesting one, right? Do think more about this phenomena of floating and sinking further. Design your own experiments and explore it. We will meet again with many of these questions in the next session. Till then, happy exploring, and yes, do enjoy your lemonade, not just with the taste but also with some interesting observations and explorations